I mean, it's easy in American discourse to talk simplistically about the far left and the far right as two equally dangerous fringe blocs. Elon Musk has done it plenty of times just in the past week. But here's the difference. America's far left wants to give us free healthcare and free childcare. America's far right wants to give us white supremacy and no democracy. And this asymmetrical polarization of US politics would be laughable if it weren't so horrifying. We are living through an unspeakably dangerous moment. The pro-QAnon, pro-neo-Nazi faction of the Republican Party is poised to expand dramatically come the midterms. We're just 2 years away from Donald Trump very possibly re-seizing executive power. If that happens, we may look back on this past week as a pivotal moment, when a petulant and not-so-bright billionaire casually bought one of the world's most influential messaging machines and just handed it to the far right. She came on this show a few days ago, and she said to me, he's complex, don't mock him, he's actually a smart guy, we shouldn't just dismiss him as a simpleton. But every day I get more evidence that he's a simpleton. Or are our right-wingers just taking advantage of him?
So I do think he is being courted very hard by this far-right fringe, and you see it. You see Joe Rogan and those types are working very hard to sort of charm him. He does seem to be a person who likes it when people are nice to him, right? So he's quite upset with the left because he has all these labor problems. He has, a lot of workers complaining about racism and sexism, terrible sexual harassment complaints and racism complaints in the factories. So, and I think there's a real move to try to unionize. That's all stuff he doesn't like. I think he's a person who likes to be liked, and that's really what it is. And these guys are working real hard to make him their friend. The other thing I would say about him, and with all these guys, and you see this also with Bill Maher, there's so much complaining, everyone's so white, so woke, they don't let me tell my jokes. But, old, rich, white men have since the beginning of time, complained about young people. Like, this is not new, You're old, you're rich, white, you get everything. Of course you're threatened by young people. Of course you're mad. Of course you don't like their beliefs. I mean, think about the 1960s. Like, this is not some new phenomenon. Old, rich, white men are always very threatened by young people. So as much as I understand it, I think the fault in some ways is on the mainstream media for reporting this incredulously and not saying, like, this is a rich guy who doesn't want his factory unionized.